What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the bar. It's your favorite guys and Dr. That girl Henny. And today, as you can see from the thumbnail, we are pouring up on Ashlee Janae, but we are pouring up on who is Joe McCann. As I was doing my little deep dive into things, right? Because there's only but so much that we could really do that comes from reliable, credible sources on this side of things. So as I was looking into things, I was very intrigued. Henny Legal and I was pulling because we wanted to find out what was going on with Mr. Joe McCann. Okay. Now, last night we went into the fact that he is a CEO. Hey, Miss Lisa's house. Last night we pulled on the fact that he's a CEO of cryptocurrency and financial advising. I think it's financial advising. And Joe has his company that is Asymmetric Financial, right? We found out that he was in some trouble with his company and he had to go from one format to another format of making his money, right? Now, as we began digging a little deeper, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but it was news to me. So I'm going to say it like I'm shocked because I was a little shocked when I seen it. Joe, it seems like Joey was already married. Dun, dun, dun. I know, right? He was already married one time before and he just divorced from his wife in 2024. Dun, dun, dun. Henny glasses in the chat if y'all didn't know that. If you already knew it, you could, don't come for me, but just dun, dun, dun with me, all right? Just follow me. Follow me down the road, all right? Follow me down the road. So we trying to figure out on all of this to figure out, right? And the thing is, there's not very much in the way of public records when it comes down to this marriage. And there's also not a lot on social media when it comes down to this marriage. There's no posting. There's no stories covering the breakup. There's none of that. Dun, dun, dun. I know. In this day and age. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. Henny Legal is on the job. I love Henny Legal. Everybody had Henny Legal because we got some Henny for you. We got some Henny for you. Oh yeah, baby. Hold on. Let me post this up here. The bar is open. We pouring the hell up. Yes, the bar is open. Hold on. The bar is open. Not odd open. The bar is open. Okay. So we finna let everybody know the bar is open that's missing out on this. Yes, because we need to share this out, you guys. Share this out because I need YouTube to push this video in the algorithm because this is not my normal niche. I'm tired of talking about whack. I'm tired of talking about, the same people, even though that seems to be what gets the people going. Okay, I see the snipers are already on the job. So let's move this over here and let's get into it. So as I was saying, there's not very much online about their marriage. However, when I do this, y'all are going to know it's about that. We got a watermark. That means we got something. There is an article that was posted in The Knot about Joe's marriage to his wife, and her name is Shay Jackson. Henny motherfucking Legal, okay? Henny, you prettier than Ashlee. Oh, thank you. But Ashlee was a very beautiful girl too. We're not going to sit here and act like Ashlee was not a beautiful girl. This is okay. Okay, nature-filled wedding at the greenhouse at Draftwood in Texas with an adorable dog in attendance. Let's read about this. Shall we drop them in Henny glasses in the chat, y'all? Because we about to go in. We about to pour up. I don't even got my glasses, but I don't even think I need them. Let me get my back pillow in place. Yes. Henny Legal. All right. It's not easy breaking with tradition, and Shay Jackson, who's 28, By the way, let me make a correction. Last night I said that Joe was 38 years old. That was inaccurate. Joe was 45. Okay. So Ashlee is 30, was 31, and he's 45. Now let's get into this article, baby. Let's get into it. Okay. Shay Jackson, 28 and working in marketing, did a lot of soul searching before deciding to walk down the aisle by herself carrying marigolds. Um, I don't know how to say that word. Ranunculus and garden roses. I think I said that right. If I did not, do not come for me. Okay. In the words of Rich Trapper, words are hard. All right. Not everyone is blessed with a close bond with their father, but there is so much pressure to honor this relationship at a wedding, Shay says. But she was proud of her bold choice in his vows. Joe McCann, 38. So he was 38 at the time. That's why when I went looking, it said that he was 38 because he was 38 at the time of his marriage. So now we're starting to see a pattern, in my opinion, of Joe liking younger women, okay? Because he's 38 years old, marrying his 28-year-old ex-wife, okay? And then you've got Joe at 45 years old, dating and engaging himself to 31-year-old Ashlee Janae. Just saying, there is a pattern. Uniquely, kick your heels up and enjoy the content, baby. No sniping today. No sniping today. Everybody enjoy the content. Y'all stay active in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share this out to everybody that you can. Please help me push this video in the algorithm. If you are liking this type of content from me, I need y'all to help me grow and get the word out there about this video. Stay active, very active in the chat. I don't care if you're just throwing Henny glasses or you're chatting amongst yourselves with each other. Stay active in the chat, talk with one another, speak about what's going on, and just push this video as best we can in the algorithm. All right. So there's the pattern. Okay. Now it says Joe, 38, a chairman of a software company. So at the time when he got married, he was a manager at a software company. Now, the thing is, he and Jenae, I believe they got married. I forgot exactly when they got married. I got it written down. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, because I got it written down. I got it written down, I think. So they were married for 3 years. Was it 3 years? I don't know. Any legal, if you're in the chat, can you please message me and tell me? Anyway, so told her she'd never have to walk alone again. So now here he is at this wedding where his wife does not have a good relationship with her father. So she walks down the aisle by herself. And in his vows, he tells Shay, you will never have to walk alone again. The couple's bow tie clad dog, Hayes, was the star of the ceremony. After we were pronounced man and wife, everyone clapped and he ran down the aisle, Shay says. Guests dined on Texas ribeye and duck fat roasted potatoes before feasting on mini cheesecakes, flourless chocolate cake with chocolate ganache, and toffee blondies. Okay, so this happened in 2018. Okay, 2018. So they were married for 6 years. I don't know where I got 3 years from. They were married for 6 years. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? They also had a tropical invitations, hinted at the decor, something Similacs, including Similacs, roses, marigolds, euphorbia. Listen, I don't know all of these details, okay? I am not into flowers, okay? But it is very elegant, okay? And there he is. There's a picture of Joe with his wife, Shay Jackson, okay? That this is back in 2018, okay? It's very swanky, very posh, very demure, very pinky out, okay? Very pinky out, all right? And there goes, the invitations that they were talking about with the floral designs and patterns. Very, very posh. Very, yes, girl, yes. And there goes the blushing bride. And yes, she's a Black woman. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there they are. Look like such the happy couple with such promise, don't they? Bright future. That's what they thought at the time, or she thought at the time, probably. But there you go. There you have it. This was their reception area. Okay. That's what their reception area looked like. Their seating, the ambiance, the couple. What, he did something to his ex-wife too? No, he didn't do anything to the ex-wife. But I will say this. Where is it at? This happy time did not last because, according to public record obtained again by Henny Legal, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. They divorced 6 years later. Here you see, you've got Shay McCann and you've got Joe McCann. Joseph Isaac McCann is his name. Okay. And so they went through their divorce. All right. When they divorce, they do have children. So there is a child support order that is in place. The child support, as of August 1st of 2024, she was receiving $8,000 a month. As of August 1st of this year, though, that will expire. And then what will happen is on September 1st of this year, she begins getting $6,000 a month, and that will continue for 2 years. And then on September 1st of 2028, she is to get $4,000 a month in child support. Now, from what we have gathered, they have 2 children together. So this is what the child support order was. And this divorce was finalized September 4th of 2024. Okay, it was a stipulated general judgment of dissolution. So they no longer are married as of September of 2024. Now, the crazy thing about this is they were divorced in 3 weeks. Should I do it? Dun, dun, dun. The date this was filed is right here, and that says that it was filed on August 15th of 2024. And then when we get down here and we find out that it was relieved on September 4th of 2024, that's when it actually went in. The judgment was done, the case was closed, and they were divorced. So the question now becomes, why was this divorce so expedited? You got your thinking cap on, girl. Because last night, people were saying to me when I was like, I don't know how long they had been together, Joe and Ashlee, but some people were saying they were together for a year and a half. Some people were saying they were together for a year. So if they were together for a year, then I don't think Ashlee would have played a part in this. But a year and a half, it may be possible. It may be possible, but I don't know. But I have never heard of a divorce in 3 weeks. What happened in this marriage? Okay, listen. She said, do you know how life-changing $8,000 in child support would have? Girl. Nobody beats Kim K 72-hour marriage. No, but still, a divorce where you were together for 6 years, the division of assets or any of that stuff, like, how did any of this play out? Now, let me tell you what I do know about Shay. Let me grab my iPad because, I told you we're very professional over here now. So, even though there's little known about their marriage publicly, and there's nothing about the divorce, there was no articles about the divorce, there's been no interviews about the divorce, none of that. Neither one of them has spoken on why they got divorced or why it was done so quickly. But again, 6 years, 2 kids, thousands in child support. Okay. Now, Shay Jackson, the last, last, last known, she's a global marketing director for Nike Skims, but she has worked for Google. She has worked for Facebook. Okay. So she's in marketing. And remember, that's what it said in that article, that she deals in marketing. Um, Nothing. Okay, so there's also little known about Joe's ex-wife Shay outside of her being into global marketing and working for Facebook, Google, and as of now for Nike in the Nike Skims division. So for the most part, she's lived off, kind of off the radar, out the spotlight, so to speak. But I'm questioning whether or not him wanting to move on may have been something, or if there was another woman involved, I don't know. As far as I know, no, he's not in jail. There's been nothing that I have read or seen that says anything about him being taken into custody and being held. Now, yesterday I did read to you this, where the police questioned U.S. influencer's fiance over Zanzibar unaliving. And it says that the police in Zanzibar are questioning the fiance of American social media influencer Ashlee Robinson, popularly known as Ashlee Janae, Joe McCann. Ashlee died on April 10th of this year in Zanzibar, where she had traveled for holiday with fiance Joe McCann, who had proposed to her 6 days before her passing while they were on the island. Information on the questioning of her fiance was released today, Tuesday, April 14th, 2026, by the North Uganda Regional Police Commissioner Benedict Marpugia. I believe that's how you say that. When he spoke to the Citizen Sister paper, I don't know how to say that, okay? The regional chief said that in addition to the investigations already conducted, the force must continue with interviews to establish whether there was any crime, and therefore several people are being questioned. We must question hotel staff and her fiance on everything so that later on we can reach a conclusion on whether there was a crime or not, he said, adding that Mr. McCann is still being questioned. When asked whether Mr. McCann was being held, Commander Mapuja said, you know, when you are assisting the police, you are somewhat restricted, even if you have freedom. Once you are told that you are assisting the police, it is not easy. So last night, I had told you guys that they took his passport and his travel documents. So while he is free, this is kind of what the police chief, the commander, is alluding to, you're restricted. Even if you have freedom, you're still restricted. So he cannot leave. So again, this is why I said be very mindful of the information that you guys are getting, because the information that we're getting, it's hard to decipher between what's true and what's not, because there's some reports that are saying that the police have confirmed it as a self-deletion. But if that was the case, then why is there still an investigation going on if it was a closed case? Like, sometimes we've got to think what's going on and what makes sense, because if it was that cut and dry, they wouldn't still be investigating and they wouldn't be asking anybody any questions. They're trying to come to a conclusion as to what's going on. So they technically still don't know. Okay. He stressed that forensic investigations are ongoing, including additional examinations involving the head of the deceased to establish the exact cause of her death. Now, pause right there. Did you hear what that said? It said he stressed that forensic investigations are ongoing, including additional examinations involving the head of the deceased to establish the exact cause of her death. Now, why are y'all examining her head? Again, this is allegedly, and this is according to the Citizen, this is what they're doing. Why would you be examining her head? Was there a laceration to the head? Was there something that happened to her? Was there an injury to the head? Because from what we heard, it was just a thing around her neck. Okay, so Queen 222, I don't know. I don't know, because I saw a lot of things where people were saying that it was asphyxiation, which is strangulation. According to the details and trigger warning, this is a little graphic. From what I've read, there are multiple reports that are saying that she had taken a belt from a garment and wrapped it like a scarf for censorship. I have to say it like this, and tied it to a doorknob and sat down. There are also reports that she did it in the closet. So, yes, Zoe, I just can't say that like straight out like that. That's what the original story is being and has been consistent. So I have no idea, but I just know that they are investigating. They said that they are also investigating. They're examining the head. So, however, he said that when such an incident involves a foreign national, the embassy of the person's country usually appoints a representative to oversee all matters, including the investigation. He said the embassy provides the representative after receiving a formal request from a Zanzibar official, and the representative remains present while the investigation is carrying out. So there is someone from the embassy that is overseeing how all of this is being conducted to make sure that Joe McCann's rights as a citizen have not been violated, or that they are not mishandling what's going on with Ashlee. Okay. So yesterday, the Zanzibar police force said Ashlee was found alive, rescued, and taken to the hospital where she later passed. Now, I don't know if because they're in another country that they use the word rescue to say that they went and they got her, but those two things really bother me. And I'm really not trying to put any false narratives out there, because I really am trying to just stay truthful to what we can figure out, because this is already a complicated case, right? You're examining her head and you're saying that you rescued her and took her to the hospital where she later passed on. What do they mean by rescue her? Is that how they talk in Tanzania? I don't know. Just sounds really. Being an American, let me say this. Being an American, when you hear the word rescue, y'all say it down in the chat. Let me know. When you hear rescue, what do you think? Because for me, when I hear rescue, I hear someone was in trouble and had to be saved. So is that the way that they're presenting it? Like, okay, she was in trouble. Okay, she was in trouble because she was unconscious, unresponsive. Rescue as opposed to saving someone, right? That's, and they did do life sustaining, so I don't know, save her from something or someone, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just picking on a word, but I'm a person. Look, everybody's saying the same thing. Saved. He talked to them. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back and let me see what Susie said. I believe he is guilty. He hasn't even spoke to the parents. Big red flag. Yes, Susie, he has spoken to the parents, but here's the problem with that. The family has said that they spoke to Joe, but when Joe contacted them, it was 11 hours. Let me see, 11 hours. I don't know. I'm gonna do it without the light because too much stuff is pulling on my battery right now. So I have to do this without the light. It doesn't matter. Y'all can still see me, right? Okay. So 11 hours later is when he reached out to the family, which is so sus. Like that should have been the first people that you reached out to. I mean, you asked this girl to marry you. So clearly you were trying to make her your wife, which means that they would have been your family. So you should have been reaching out to them first, in my humble opinion. And I guess in y'all humble opinion as well. We all feel the same. Anyway, so they said that they rescued her, took her to the hospital where she later passed on. The deceased mother, Miss Yolanda Denise, said the incident was unclear, noting that her daughter had traveled to celebrate her birthday with her fiance before suddenly losing her life. She added that communication from the fiance has been limited, and after initial information, he did not contact them again. with the family receiving news of the passing through the hotel. Now that's what they said when they did the interview. They talked about how they hadn't heard from him, and it's just really, really crazy. So when did this news broadcast come out? This was from yesterday. This is a news broadcast I'm gonna play for y'all, and I'll be back with my commentary.
On the investigation into the death of Ashlee Robinson. Her family is demanding answers after the influencer from South Jersey was found dead during a trip to Africa where she had just been engaged. Action News reporter Cheyenne Corinne joining us live in the Satellite Center with more on this heartbreaking story. Cheyenne.
Alicia, well, Ashlee Robinson, she actually was raised locally in South Jersey, and now her death in Zanzibar is making headlines across the world. Well, today we spoke to her family in Delaware who say they aren't getting answers from her fiance or.
So let's just clear this up as well, because it is true that she did grow up in Jersey. However, Ashlee lived in Miami.
Officials in Tanzania about what happened to her.
Uncertainty, mystery, anger, um, sadness. It's like a part of me has been taken away.
On April 5th, influencer Ashlee Robinson, who goes by Ashlee Janae on social media, was celebrating her 31st birthday in Zanzibar, Tanzania. She was on the vacation with her boyfriend of 1 year, who popped the question just 2 days before.
We believe that they were in love. We believe that their relationship was genuine.
Ashlee's mother says she never would have expected that less than a week later, her daughter would be dead. On April 8th, she says Ashlee called, saying she and her fiance got into an argument and were moved to separate rooms. The next day, she received another call, this time from her fiance.
He told me that Ashlee did something to herself and that she was being taken to the hospital. I said, "What happened when?" And he told me it had been 11 hours prior.
Hours later, the luxury hotel the couple was staying at called saying Ashlee passed away. According to the hospital's medical report, Ashlee had an
Okay, so let's look at this for ourselves, okay?
unidentified.
Let's look at this for ourselves. So it says warm the patient using blankets. Warm the patient using blankets. Pupils dilated and fixed. FND not accessible. I don't know what FND is. There is an unidentified mark around the neck. No any wounds seen, not pale, not jaundice. Okay. Ample is unknown. I don't know what their ample stands for. But it says, according to the husband, he found her strange fruit. She strange fruited herself on the door. A bilateral chest expansion. No any lacerations. There is a tattoo on the left side of the chest. Trachea centrally located. Pulse is strong and fast. Cold extremities not raised. The recording of the proposal was to throw off his evil actions. Possibly. But now let me do this. Let me do this really quickly. Hold on 1 second. Let me ask this question with a dilated pupils is what they said. Dilated pupils. Should the person, it sounds like she was alive. So it sounds to me like she's alive because it said that her pulse was strong and fast, but her extremities were cold. Okay, hold on 1 second. So Jaundice is not typical for hangings, you guys. Okay. That's typical for liver disease. It's not acute to asphyxia. Okay. There has to be a pre existing condition that's unrelated to the strange fruiting itself. Okay. The pale could happen if blood flow is reduced. There could be a bluish or purple tint to someone's skin. A person could be appear to be darker in appearance in the face due to various pressure buildup, red or molted in some cases. And it also depends on how long the person was in the state, the position of the body, whether there was partial or full suspension, and underlying health conditions. All right. Um, Let me see. With the strange feuding or asphyxia, pupils can be dilated. It is common, sometimes fixed or unresponsive to light. And that happens because the brain was deprived of oxygen, which is hypoxia. I think that's how you say it, which affects the nerves, okay, the control of the nerves. Now, a strong pulse with cold extremities combination usually points to the blood being under stress, not a specific cause on its own, okay? Medically, fast, strong pulse, the body is trying to compensate, pumping harder to keep oxygen and blood flowing. Cold hands and cold feet, the extremities, is because the blood is being redirected away from the limbs to protect vital organs like the brain and the heart. Okay. The combination shows up in severe conditions, including shock. Okay, early shock could have a strong pulse, skin could feel cold or clammy, severe stress or panic, dehydration, etc., etc. Okay, so what they are describing right now, some people are actually taking this to mean that she was passed when they got this report. But this is not this is not a report of someone who passed, because that CVS down at the bottom says that she had a strong pulses, strong and fast with cold extremities. And I just explained to you why the extremities were cold, because the blood is being redirected to protect organs and the blood is pumping hard. That's why it's fast, to rush out oxygen. So at some point there was depriving of the oxygen, but as you can see from this report right here that came from a legacy news media station, it says that she had an unidentified mark around her neck. Okay, there was no wound seen. It also says that according to Joe McCann, she was found strange fruited on the door. So right now we can cut all the BS out of everything else that we have heard, because now we are seeing right here exactly what was going on. And again, this report shows that she was alive when they were doing this write-up right here. So let's finish listening to what they're saying.
Mark around her neck. They wrote, quote, according to the husband, he found she hanged herself on the door with several question marks.
Sometime Jill went back to the room with security, and that's how they found her.
Ashlee was also taken to a second hospital, who listed her cause of death as cerebral hypoxia by strangulation and suffocation.
Okay, so now that's where that's coming in at, because she was at a second hospital. So now I have questions about this, right? I have questions about this because she was alive at one hospital and now at a second hospital, she has passed away. Why was she moved to see? I was reading Sassy Girl's comment. She was saying they can check your eyes to see if there were any blood spots. Right. Why was she moved from one hospital to the other? She was alive at this hospital and she arrives at the next hospital unalived. What happened in transport? There's too many holes in this story. When she arrives to the second hospital, it says unresponsive to light, no cardiopulmonary activities, meaning her heart is not working, no recordable vitals, hence passing was certified around 1700 hours. Immediate cause of passing, cerebral hypoxia. That's what I meant to say. That's what I was trying to say the other. Hypoxia. Second by grangulation and smothered chicken. Okay, listen, bear with me. Don't judge me. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best I can. But why was she moved? Let's keep listening. Maybe they'll explain it to us.
She's never done anything that would ever lead me to believe that she would do something to harm herself.
She was not just going to be discarded and forgotten about.
And the family, as you just heard, they are just desperate for information. They tell us that they are requesting surveillance footage from the resort. They also say that they have contacted police, the consulate, and embassy, and have not heard back. No Action News. We also tried to contact Ashlee's fiance, and we also did not get a response. The family says their next steps are going to Zanzibar themselves to try to get answers. We're live in the Satellite Center. Shine Karan, Channel 6. Action News, Rick.
So, go ahead and move you from the screen and put myself back up here. Let me put myself back up here for a second. Hold on, we got incoming. Okay, this is why I fucking love Henny Legal, okay? I love my PIs and I love Henny Legal because guess what? I'll be talking about some Smith and then all of a sudden, bloop, 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 they start sending me stuff. Okay, now I need an explanation on what this is. Okay, now, while the hospital offers diagnostic laboratory services, specific confirmation of autopsy, forensic, okay, I'm gonna have to get with you later because we're not done with this Ashlee Janae stuff. We just getting started. With this, okay? Not done with it. All right, we're not done with it, but I'm on it. Henny is on it. Okay, Henny's on the job, just so y'all know. So we're going to be doing more videos on this as more stuff comes out. I'll be feeding y'all bits and pieces. Y'all make sure y'all notifications are on because I'll be doing video updates on this as well. Okay. Now, the problem is, okay, autopsy forensics. While the hospital offers diagnostic laboratory services, specific confirmation of autopsy forensic pathology capabilities is not explicitly listed in its standard service overview. Typically, forensic autopsies in Tanzania are conducted through designated government forensics or police-related services. So the hospital that she was at is called North Valley Hospital. So that's one of the things that they have in there. They do not do forensics, okay? They do not do forensics. Just so you know, I'll put them up on the screen in a minute. But I want to get this out because I don't want to skip over this and I don't want to miss what was just explained to us. So what has been explained to us is the girl was alive, which reports have said she was alive, right? Right. How do we get from one hospital to the next? If she was not stable in that other hospital, because I'm sorry, a racing pulse, cold extremities does not equal stability to me. At what point and for what reason was she moved to another hospital? Was she discharged? Did something happen to her in between the hospital transport? Was he left alone with her during that time? Who was with her during the transport? I got questions. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all got questions too, because this is not adding up. And I'm sorry, I know 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah. Yeah. Even if you times it's 4. The only time it changes is when you divide 4 by 2. And then it's 2. But it's always going to be 2, 2, and 4. I ain't even good at math. Too many damn questions. And the thing is, if she went to 2 different hospitals, that would make sense as to why Joseph, oh Joey boy, didn't say nothing for 11 hours. So at what point from the time she was found to the time she was passed, how much time? I got questions. How much time was she at the first hospital? How much time did it take from her to get from the resort? Take for her to get from the resort to the first hospital? How long was she at that hospital? Why didn't he call when she was first at the, excuse me, was he calling? Hold on. Were they at the first hospital for 11 hours? I got the hiccup, sorry. Because he said that she was stable, she was okay. How did we get here? Now, what I also wanted to share with y'all, and I hope I still have that window open, because if I don't, then I'm going to be very mad at myself. And it looks like I'm about to be very mad at myself because it looks like I don't have it open. What the hell was the name of the damn resort? Hold on. I got to pull this up. Okay. Thank God for, let's see if they up. Yep. Okay. So now let me get myself back down in this little window down here I'll be at in the corner. Okay, because I'm about to put some more stuff up here on the screen for y'all. So I know there's also been a lot of discrepancy about the hotel. Some people are saying, hey, they had a hotel room. They was in hotel room number 25 and the people next door. But I have questions about that story too, because let's see if we could get here. Let me put this up on the screen for y'all. Sorry. So this is the resort that they were at. Okay. I want y'all to look at watch the video to the end. Let me see. Can I? This is the resort that they were in the jungle. They're surrounded by jungle. Okay. I want y'all to see this. Let me see. Look right here. Okay. So these are the bungalows, the villas that they were in. The villas. Now, I don't know if these are the specific villas that they were in, but this is like kind of a little bit of a view of the villas. Okay. So Ashlee and Joe were fighting in their villa, and they're saying that the next door neighbor, which would say they were in, can y'all see my mouse? I can't see my mouse. Whichever villa you choose to land your eyes on, if they're arguing, if they're having a loud verbal dispute or a domestic one, we don't know. It is very close in proximity. So they're saying that Joe or because I haven't gotten anything that really says who was removed from where and sent where. So we're talking about card keys, because last night I was talking about card keys and all of that stuff. I don't even know if card keys exist here, because what I want y'all to look at is they all have these little decks and these little patios. And we saw the deck in the patio because Ashlee showed us the deck in the patio in her birthday post. Okay. It's open. It's on the ground. Okay. Oh, sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to scare y'all. I know. Y'all like, woo, wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't either. Okay. So when she's in this, I want y'all to look, see their door. And what I was noticing is these people was sure enough looking, because look at this guy right here. Do y'all see this guy in the reflection? That's not Joe. That's That's like somebody who either works at the resort, who brought the animals over there for her to be able to feed the giraffe and all of that, or somebody who works at the resort. Like, I don't know, but that's somebody that works at the resort in the background of that picture. Okay. And look, I want y'all to look past Ashlee and look, there's so many ways and entry points for people to be able to access the bungalow. You see the top of, I believe the next bungalow is way back here, but all of this is high shrubbery. Okay. Don't pay attention to Ashlee. Pay attention to the layout of everything. Now, you see the other two bungalows that were there in the background. I'm going to see if I could pause this. All right, so let's pause. So you see they have like the sliding glass door type of thing. And there's the deck. All right. Now you see there's the deck again. Right there, ground level. Look at all of this wilderness in the background. Look how far back this bungalow is over here. So it looks like it's all close up on one another, but there's actually some distance between some of them. All right. Also, there's ample opportunity. You see the walkway here, you see a walkway back here. It's ample opportunity to be able to creep into that bungalow and to be able to do what needs to be done in there. You know. And I have a question. Why did he return with security? Why did he return with security? Now, look, let me see if I can look back here past Ashlee. We're not paying attention to Ashlee. Sorry, Ashlee girl. There's no bungalow right here. That's not a bungalow. I don't know what that is, but that's not a bungalow. That's like a little, I don't know if it's a chill out little spot. The next bungalow is way back here. Is my mouse showing to y'all? Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see my mouse. That's the next bungalow way over there. And then we saw the other bungalow was a ways away from the other side. So my question now becomes, how loud was this fight? Okay, now here's another angle. Maybe this is another bungalow right here. That's a little closer. But I don't know, because look, it looks like it has wooden shutters on it, like it's closed off. This is very weird to me. It's very weird to me. This is very secluded. Okay, they're in seclusion. But there's also something else I want y'all to look at. Okay, we've already look at all the background. We've looked at that. Where's the other picture at? Here. Harpo, who these peoples? Back here. They look out of place to me. I'm not spinning. I'm just showing y'all what I see, because y'all know I'm looking at everything. Who them peoples back there? What you say? Or those areas where food barn areas for the animals. I'm just guessing. Right. We're all just guessing at this point. Okay. Rock My Baby says so many different ways to get in this place. This is what I'm saying. There's so many different ways. I don't know who that is. I don't know if those are the people that handle the animals. They got to be someone. I don't even know if they work there, because at the end of the day, let me see if I can find y'all a good overview, because I was doing, where's the virtual? Oh, here. Let's go back here and let's take the virtual tour. Okay, let's take a virtual tour. And I believe I was at the reception. Okay. I think the reception gives you, do they give you an overview of everything? I don't know. So this is the reception area. Now, looking in this reception area, I don't see any surveillance cameras. anywhere. I don't see any cameras back here recording the guests. I don't see any cameras up here recording the guests. I don't see anything recording the guests at all. It won't let me zoom in up there. There was something that I was looking at. Is this it? There was like a big view. I was looking from my phone, and now I'm getting upset because I wanted to give you guys the top view of what it looked like. It was like they had a drone that took a picture of the overview of everything. And you were able to like look at the top, and it's very much covered. Is that the pool in the front where it's spelled happy birthday birthday Ashlee? Because where is the other half of her leg? There was no pool in that picture. There's no pool in that picture. Let me go back. Oh, you mean the pool where the roses were? Yes. There, I think that's the jacuzzi, because they were in a jacuzzi suite, if I'm not mistaken. So her leg is down in there. Yes. I looked at the jacuzzi suites, but I really wanted to find the bungalow. I think it was a jacuzzi. Don't take that as law what I just said, because I don't know if that was a jacuzzi suite or not, but I believe it to be that, because when I was doing the virtual tour of the room, I went out here and I'm looking at this deck, and I'm like, it kind of looks the same, but there's no jacuzzi on this one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but look at the jungle. This thing, I wish I could find y'all an overhead of everything. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we go back to the Google search. If we could find a good image of it for y'all from the top. Okay. This looks like a good image from the top. But why are you not? Okay, let's go here. Right here. Look at this. Oh, y'all can't see it. Now y'all can see it. You have a lot of stuff that's encapsulated with shrubbery. Like, who's going to see in there? Imagine this being at night. Imagine this being at night. Let me see. And again, it just doesn't give me security cameras. And it makes you question, okay, this is something similar, maybe. Like, you see how they have, is it showing you? It is. You see how it has this jacuzzi down in the deck? Did my mic go out? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Okay. So this is what they had, but this is not the exact deck for them. But this is what her leg was down in that was pointed out. Let me go back to that picture. So it was similar to this. You see, her leg is down in the water. But that's not exactly the deck. It's just, I don't know. I question this whole thing. And I question, was this location specifically picked out for was this location picked out purposefully? And I hate to even like do that, go there, to think that somebody would be that bogus of a person. But when you start looking at all the suspicions of things, right, and how there was means and opportunity. So let me back up for a second. When I was showing y'all the grounds of everything, it's because it's not a stand-up hotel like the traditional stand-up hotels that we know where you've got room next door to room. This was villa to villa. So for them to be having that argument, that dispute that they were having, and for someone to call the front and tell them that there's something going on, it had to be loud and it had to be disturbing. Okay. That area looks like it's very quiet, so they could hear what's going on. For them to have to remove someone, we already know that that's suspicious within itself as well. But where was his villa in relation to her villa? Was he across the way? Was he across the resort? How far did y'all put distance between them? And then not only that, why did he have to come get security? Was he already at the door? What's his story? Was he at the door knocking and she didn't answer? Did he not have a key to it? Was she the one that was removed? Or was it him? I heard his villa was 10 minutes away from her. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm going to say, even if that's the case and he was 10 minutes away, they said it was not 8 minutes away. See what I mean? Do we know this for a fact? Did anybody actually see this from a credible source of how far it was? But either way it goes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes away, that's not very far. And under the cover of darkness, it's not that hard for you to slip around, sneak away, slip through. How hard would it have been for him to creep in there or to go there to see her, for her to open the door for him, for them to not necessarily have a loud dispute, but for them to exchange some words? And she ended up. Why would somebody, let me tell you something. When I heard strange fruit from the door, do y'all know what I thought of? I don't even know if I can show y'all this. I thought about this. Let me fix my screen. And a lot of y'all may remember. And if you remember this, then you're gonna think, you're gonna see where I'm thinking. Y'all remember this scene from The Wire? Do y'all remember that scene? In The Wire, Avon hired somebody to unalive D'Angelo. And they did the whole smothered chicken thing. Then tied it to the doorknob and made it look like he just sat down and leaned forward. We're going to go back for a second. We're going to go back for a second. Let me take y'all back for a second. Let me take y'all back into time. I don't know what the hell If you don't get your ass out of here, get out of here. Sorry, Milo. Damn fly was bothering me. I'm sorry. I had to get the fly and I had to listen. I used my long wear setting spray. I hope it sets his wings so he don't get to fly away and then I could throw him in the garbage. Okay. I'm trying to get back to where we was at when we was looking at right here, the virtual tours. I don't know how to work this from the computer, y'all. All right, so let me get this up here. Let me see if I can work this from the computer. Oh, I gotta get that man off the screen because I don't even know if YouTube gonna get me for that or not. For that D'Angelo scene, I don't know if they gonna get me for that or not, y'all. I was talking to Milo because Milo was trying to get the fly too. Okay, so let's see if I can work this. Let me see if I can work this. Okay, please use the yellow. Hold on. Am I back now? Can you hear me now? Oh, yeah, I was saying y'all can't hear me, that I was muted. My bad. Okay, so what I was doing is I was taking y'all on a virtual tour through the different rooms, and I was asking what doorknob. Because if we go back to the news report, where is it? We go back to the news report. This is what he said on the door. Okay. What door? How? What door? So even if it wasn't the doorknob, let me close this before I accidentally put that up on the screen again and then I get in trouble. What door? How from the door? What are you trying to tell us? Are you trying to tell us that she took something, tied it, put it up at the top of the door, put it around herself, and then closed the door? How, Sway? Now, here's a theory that I do have about all of this, okay? Here's a theory that I have. You remember those guys that we were looking at in the photo that was watching Ashlee and it looked like intensely watching her? Money talks and bullshit walks. How far-fetched would it be that Joe possibly hired someone to do his dirty deed for him? That person then went to his bungalow and told him that it was done. And then he went over there with security to have the door opened because he already knew what was awaiting on the other side. We're spinning here. I don't know if that's what happened or not. But I know it was very eerie. Everybody is watching, especially the two men that were standing far off in the back. Now, I'm not accusing them of anything. I'm just saying it just looked out of place. It looked creepy. And it wouldn't be so far-fetched to hear about him possibly hiring someone to do the deed for him so that he has a clean alibi. And if it's somebody that was unknown to the couple, there's no way for it to ever be solved unless that person decides to clear their conscience and tell on themselves, because they would never be considered a suspect in the first place. You see, questioning the hotel staff, you're going to question the hotel staff that was on that shift. But what if this person was on shift earlier that day and just never left the resort physically, but they clocked out? There's too much space and opportunity for anything to be possible. There's too many questions in this case. And I'm going to continue to keep looking until we get answers. So what have we learned thus far today? We have learned that Joe is being considered a cooperating witness. We know that they are questioning the hotel staff. They're doing their forensics on things. We learned that Ashlee was moved from one hospital to the next hospital, was alive at one hospital and unalive, passed on, deceased at another hospital. We've read the reports, and that's what lets us know that she was alive and then deceased. We've already known that there was an 11-hour gap in between the time that the incident happened and the time that the family was contacted. No one has been able to get in touch with Joe. His passport, his travel documents, they have been confiscated. We have looked at the resort. We have seen a lot of things. We've seen how far the distance is between the villa that Ashlee and Joe were staying in and the other surrounding villas. We've seen the doorknobs, we've seen the doors. But we still don't have answers to critical information. So we're just going to keep digging until we get it or answers are given to us. Now, hopefully the family goes over there to Tanzania, to Zanzibar, and they are able to get some answers as to what has been going on. And hopefully they will share that with the public to die down some of the public speculation and kill some of the false narratives that are out there. Now, again, I can only report to you what is available to me readily. And then we can theorize. These are all theories that we have that are going on. We don't know because we weren't there to actually know what was going on. But we all know that this shit is suspect as fuck. She said, Henny, you should be a forensic detective. The truth of the matter is, I wanted to go into forensics and crime scene cleanup and stuff like that, but I had a family. I didn't have time. I had to take care of my kids. They are not trying to let the U.S. know anything about this case because they know something is not right. He will not be leaving until he is cleared to leave. Exactly. He's not leaving. He's not leaving until they have clear-cut answers on things. He has to be cleared as not being a suspect, not being a person who committed a crime. You heard what that commissioner said. He said they have to do all of this investigating and forensics to ensure that there was no crime that was committed. So, yeah, Joey is stuck in Zanzibar. Anyway, what you say? You said you saw $1 is like 2,000 plus shillings over there. I did see that she made that post, but you know what else? If we're going to get into her social media posts and what she's posted, there was one social media post that I came across, honestly, that stood out above everything to me. And I'm going to show it to you before we get off of here, because we're going to be heading up away from the bar in a minute. All right, so let's share this tab instead. And let's scroll down. Oh, we're over in her reels. Let me get to her post. No, we're in her post. We're in her post. So where is it? Is it in her reels? Oh no, it just hadn't loaded. This post from April 14th of 2023. This is what she posted next to her helicopter story. Nobody cares until you're rich, pretty, or have passed on. Her Instagram is still active. His Instagram is private. His Instagram is private. What'd you say? You said this case sounds like the Shanquilla Robinson case. It's possible. It's possible that the same thing is going to happen. The tongue is the weapon. Absolutely. So, I mean, when I saw that, I was like, wow. Wow. Because I was on the page trying to figure out when is the first time that Joe appears. And I was questioning, was this Joe or was this somebody else that was taking her out on a date? But Joe was married at this time. And if people are saying that she was only with him for a year and a half, then it doesn't align with that timeline And I'm not putting any narratives out there. I'm not saying anything. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just saying this post right here was in 2023. It wouldn't align. You know what I'm saying? He would have been married and getting ready to go through a divorce in the following year. And you can't see who's taking the picture. I mean, there's a very small speck of a person here, but you can't see who that is. So yeah, and I would seriously doubt that she would. I don't know her, but I don't know. I don't want to go there. I'm not going there. Listen, this case is messed up enough as it is. They don't need nothing else adding to it. All right. Now, as far as I know, from what I saw, this is when Joe first appears in 2025 on her timeline. Okay. And they were in Oregon. All right. Where is it? The thing with him. Is that it? There's another post. I'm sorry. Is it this one? Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Sorry. July 23rd, 2025. There's Joe's hand. There she is. I mean, it seems like they didn't start popping out until 2025, which was last year. No, this was last year too, November 3rd, 2025. And she said, here's to forever. So with that being November, they had to have been together for some time for her to be talking about, here's to forever. $14 years. KPL, he's 14 years older than her. She just turned 31 and he's 45. 14 years older than her. Either way, older than her. But he was 10 years older than his wife, Shay Jackson. His ex-wife, excuse me. So he has a thing for dating younger women. Yeah. And she really thought that this was going to be forever. But anyway, right. She was acquainted with him in order for her to be talking about forever. That's very obvious. Oh, well, you guys, I know it was a lot to think upon, but I want to say thank you to everybody who tapped in and tuned into the video. Be sure that you lean on that like button on the way out. Share this video up. I want to thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in with me. Remember to vibe high so that the bullshit doesn't stick. And always pray, Pray, and cover over your children, your family members, all of them. Because you never know what the future may hold. Anyway, I love you all. I will see y'all in the next spill. Peace, everybody. We out.